Boy, it's enough to give you a headache, huh, Nails? Oh, my goodness. Boy, it's enough to give you a migraine there. Oh, look, and just as I say that, our friends from PuraMedBioscience.com show up. Of course, Russ Mitchell is the CEO of PuraMed Bioscience. Their stock symbol PMBS. That's P, M as in Mark, B as in Bravo, S as in Sam. We've had them on the air for the last couple of weeks, and there's some new news out that says that 9 out of 10 sinus headaches are actually migraines, Rusty Nails.
Wow.
Say hi to Russ. Russ, thanks for coming on today, pal. How are you?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be back.
Is that, now let me tell you, I want to get into what PuraMed Bioscience does in just a second here, but I saw this article, and I got to say, I'm shaking my head. Everyone complains of a sinus headache, and it usually happens kind of towards this time of the year when the weather's changing and such. And is this research legitimate?
Oh, it is. It was actually based on a very large study called the American Migraine Study 2, and they studied over 3,000 people, and they found that 9 out of 10 people that said they were suffering from a sinus headache, they were actually suffering from a migraine.
Oh my goodness! So, and you can there's information. I'll point you to that website in just a second. But let's talk about PuraMed Bioscience for a second, because every time you're on, I get a huge amount of response from the military, and I know that that you don't necessarily have a military focus, a retail focus, but there's a reason for that. First of all, tell folks exactly what you guys do.
Well, we develop and market over-the-counter drugs for things like migraine. We also have products for attention headache as well as insomnia. We've got other technologies as well. But with regard to the military, we had some great experiences shipping product directly over to the front lines of Afghanistan, and it became a very, very popular item over there.
The the long story short here, buddy, is that
look at that.
Is that ever since I met you, I have to tell you that the more people that I've talked to on my other program, the more people I've talked to on this program, specifically about the fact that there's another alternative choice for migraines, I'm telling you, it's not just like a couple of people. I'm talking about 6 out of 7 people. Really? What is it?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's the sheer amount of people that suffer from these things, Russ.
It is kind of crazy when you think of there's at least 50 million people in the U.S. that suffer, and then you bring in the sinus headache sufferers, and it gets to be enormous. We've had a lot of people that have tried 15 or 20 different remedies before they finally discovered our LipiGesic product, and the LipiGesic product ended up working great for them.
Well,
so it is a big advance.
It's not necessarily the stuff, but it looked like a little packet. Is it liquid you put in
it's sublingual. It's like a gel, is it not?
It's a gel that you apply onto your tongue. It's all natural, but we studied it as if it were a prescription drug, so it's very safe, highly effective, and works great across all ages.
Doesn't that go into your system quicker if it's right under the tongue, or do you have to drop it in your eye? What if you drop it in your eye?
Why are you asking, Russ? I feel that you're asking for other reasons. I feel like there's other stuff you want to put sublingual.
I know Russ might have a division for hangovers, is all I'm... I know there's got to be something. Hey, there's a headache involved in that.
There's a legitimate, in fact, Russ brought that up before. By the way, let me bring up the company again. PuraMed Bioscience, PMBS, part of our small caps are people too. What's interesting, that's exactly right, Russ. You talked about this the very first time you're on the air with us. There is a sort of a I guess sidecar benefit to this. You guys have this hangover medicine sort of without even trying to, right?
It was kind of bizarre how we discovered it, but the reality is that even though LipiGesic M was specifically designed for migraine headaches, it turns out that the headaches from hangovers develop in the same way, and we could actually knock out a hangover headache in a matter of minutes.
You know what? We need a case of that here, first of all, just for research purposes.
Not only that.
But, I was thinking, though, with the amount of emails that I get in, I've got, let me see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see. Larry Bisdorf asks, where do I find this product? Well, first of all, we should probably do, Russ, is we try to give some samples away or something on the air for people. Where can people find this stuff?
You can find it, all the information on knockoutmigraine.com, but it's also available nationwide at Walgreens and nationwide in CVS pharmacies as well.
I want to talk. Go ahead. You have a question?
Well, no, I will get the hangover for us. For the research. All just to help. And I will do a couple packs and give you the results right there live.
Guy, thanks. Boy, boots on the ground, Rusty Nails, boy. Thanks for taking it. Thanks for taking it for the team. When will you start the process? By the way,
I'll go right now.
You will. When we get Russ back at 51 past the hour, I'm going to keep him over here. I do want to talk to him. About the market size, but I also want to talk about the veteran size of things. In fact, Can you develop migraines, Russ? Is that something that just comes on in life, or once you get them, or you don't?
Well, in most cases, they start having their first migraine headaches when they're as young as 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, gosh.
And it goes all the way into their 50s and early 60s for the most part. So it's a lifelong debilitating condition.
And different things trigger it. Sometimes it's noises, sometimes it's lights, sometimes it's smells.
Well,
or all of
I actually have heard that. I've heard that light sensitive. Sometimes, there's olfactory senses, like when a dog puts his face out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that stuff affects humans in a negative way. So let's talk some more with Tom in just a second here. And I can tell you there's significant research that's going to go on this weekend with Russ T-Nails.
That's right. I'm here for you. Huh?
Hey, for our military men and women serving our country overseas and underway, God bless you. We've got a solution for you here for PTSD migraines that Russ is going to tell you about here. Russ Mitchell is the CEO of PuraMed BioScience, PMBS. He's going to be with me on Fox 2 in a couple weeks.
Shut up.
Some big news. Yeah. Russ Mitchell with PuraMed BioScience. Their stock symbol PMBS, PuraMedBioscience.com. I wanted to say this one more time. There's research. Go to sinusheadachegone.com. You don't need to go there right now. I don't need to pull it up for the TV audience, but there is a bit of information out there, good information. I was just reading it on the break. 9 out of 10 sinus headaches are actually migraines. I want to bring that back up, Russ. Russ, that's got to help you guys.
Well, it does, but it not only does it help us, but it helps the people that think that they're suffering from sinus headaches that are actually suffering from migraines. So it helps them get the proper treatment, and so they're not taking the wrong medications. So it's a big help for us. You're right.
On a business model side, so it's available in retail locations. And once again, repeat that for the folks so people can see it. And our guys will show pictures for the TV audience of what it looks like.
Sure. It's you can go to knockoutmigraine.com for all the distribution information, or you can go to nationwide Walgreens and nationwide at CVS pharmacies.
Wow.
The interesting part about this entire process here is that I never anticipated the amount of response I would get when you just ask anybody on the street about migraines because I just didn't realize it was so pervasive. But let's talk about that. What is that market size? Because LipiGesic M is dependent upon obviously capturing a certain amount of the market. What's the total market again in dollars, do you think?
Well, it varies, but anywhere from $4 to $6 billion in the U.S. So it's a huge market. You've got 50 million sufferers with migraines, plus you've got the sinus headache sufferers that are becoming more aware of the fact that they're not actually getting a sinus headache, which is actually quite rare. Sinus headaches are not common at all.
I would imagine that if you're taking the wrong medicine, then you're probably getting your headache's getting worse.
Well, it's certainly not helping, and yes, and you're also endangering yourself by taking. A lot of people take combinations of things, whether they're antihistamines or decongestants, pain products, and they're not even treating the right problem.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you really quickly because I think this is something that we haven't talked about before. The economic impact of the economy, the economic impact to the workplace, I should say, is astounding with respect to this. Correct?
It is. You've got over $50 billion that it cost the U.S. economy last year. It's actually the most expensive brain disorder in the United States. You've got over 157 million workdays lost each year to absenteeism. Plus, you have a lot of people going to work that are suffering, but they're not functioning because they're hurting too bad.
Is it called a brain disorder, Russ? Is that what it's considered, really?
It is. It's actually a brain disorder. It is a disease, and it's well defined. So it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Especially
it's a real headache.
Yeah, thank you, Nails. It really is. I want to talk about your management team too. You guys, this isn't your first party. Have you heard of Coldies?
Yeah.
Russ had something to do with Coldies, didn't you, Russ?
Yeah, we actually I handled the U.S. retail launch, got it into all the stores across the country, and it was actually the first homeopathic drug that was standardized in the U.S. mainstream.
The any sort of thought on where this product goes specifically on the migraine? I mean, obviously, you guys are cutting edge, but can it get bigger? Is this an international play potentially?
Oh, for sure. We've also got patents. We've gotten our patent in the U.S. We also have patents pending in a number of other countries and Europe as well. It's a worldwide problem. It's not just in the United States. It hurts everybody.
Yeah. Europeans get headaches too.
which is going to be a new segment on our program as well. Russ, thank you so much. Russ Mitchell, we're going to have him back. I want to get him in studio into San Diego.
And I'll be getting a hangover and trying to cure it with one of the products.
Yeah, LipiGesic M. Learn more about LipiGesic M at PuraMedBioScience.com. Once again, their website, PuraMedBioScience.com. PMBS is their stock symbol. Russ Mitchell, our guest. Thank you so much.